All right, welcome back, everybody, once again to another wine time. Here we are.
Another episode of Yours and My Perspective.
Yes. And this happens to be the Christmas edition. That's why we're looking the way we're looking. You're looking quite blingy with your lights over there.
Uh-huh.
I got my stunner shades on.
Oh, stunner. Okay.
My Christmas tree stunner shades on. Feeling real hyphy right about now after last weekend's verses. Anyways, here we are once again, another wine time. Thank you all for joining us. And for those of you who have been watching all of these videos, we deeply appreciate you.
My name is Sherri.
My name is Joseph. And we are here just having fun on a Friday night. So you ready to start this off?
Yeah, let's get down to it.
All right. Let's give them the rundown. 2.5 minutes, right?
Yes. So if you are just joining us, this is our wine time where we answer 3 questions and he gives his perspective, I give my perspective, or vice versa. And we have about 2.5 minutes per question. We normally run over because one of us is either talking too long. But yeah, so 2.5 minutes. And so if you want to chime in on your perspective or whatever that may be in the comments, go ahead and do that.
And enjoy your Friday night, everybody.
Yes.
And because tonight is Christmas,
Merry
Christmas to you and your families and your love. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Let's do this, everybody. All right. Here we go. First question is, dating someone with multiple baby mamas or daddies? Woo! Whoa! We coming with it. The gift that keeps on giving. And here we go.
Well, personally, if I was in the dating scene and I mean, now, like, most people have children and, they might not be with the person that they, had the child with. And for me, if I was dating, someone, I don't think I could date someone with more than 2. I mean,
you don't sound very confident.
I really don't.
Answering this question.
And I think it's just because you hear so many just stories about, either the baby's mother or the baby's father, just all the drama dealing with that, and you're trying to come in and date. It's just a hard, path to try to navigate. So I think 2 at the absolute most. But with that, I think, like, the person would have to have a good, cordial relationship with, their co-parent and, be active and involved in their child's life. I might even say, like, in order for me to date them, like, their co-parent needs to have, like, an established relationship. Like, I don't want none of that drama where all of a sudden this person starts dating and the baby daddy, baby mama feel in a certain way. So, for me, it's, I don't know, maybe, like I'm saying, 2 at the most, because it's like.
Well, the question is asking dating someone with multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But I mean, you got some dudes out there that got about 8 baby mamas, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I had to put a stipulation on how many they can have.
There's levels to the baby mama.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't talk. Go ahead. What's your perspective on this?
First time for everything. Man, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin with this. I think you bring up 2 really important points. One is having a cordial relationship with the co-parent. That's super important. If you're looking to date somebody who has a child with another person, you're already stepping into the arena that is potentially hostile, potentially volatile. And if you're the person who wants to date that individual, you want to make sure that there's a positive relationship, a cordial relationship, and you're able to establish yourself in that arena, in that relationship between the 2 of them in the most positive way. I want to believe. No, I'm not trying to be funny. I want to believe that if you're the person who wants to date somebody who is a parent or who's a co-parent, I want to believe that everything gets thrown out on the table, right? All cards get thrown out on the table, so that everybody is on the same page. There's mutual respect across the board. Nobody is in for any surprises, and that is the most important, I think. No surprises, mutual respect. Go from there.
So if you were dating a woman, I know we don't went well over time, but I want to ask this question. How many potential baby fathers would you,
Yeah.
or does that matter?
I would say anything over one. No, I'm serious. Because now you're talking about navigating a space, like you said, navigating a space where it's like, okay, I got to be cool with this one, I got to be cool with that one, and I got to be cool with another. It's already hard in the relationship to keep the relationship positive and strong, right? Now you're dating them and the other baby daddies.
So you're saying one. She can only have one baby daddy.
That might be it, man. That might be it.
All right.
That might be it.
All right. So, like I said, we done went way over time. But that's all right. That's all right.
I know some of y'all's already thinking about what your response would be, so I would love to see the comments on that one.
All right.
But yeah, mutual respect across the board has to be laid down from the foundation.
Question number 2. Dating someone who was recently divorced or broken up. That's almost on,
Man, these are some interesting topics back to back to back.
All right, you ready?
Yes. What was the question?
Really?
Dating someone really. Yeah. Well, I think that, in my opinion, again, mutual respect, mutual understanding. You have to throw it out there. If you're the person that's walking into that environment, and you're the person that's looking into dating somebody that has been recently divorced, I would expect that individual is upfront, honest, transparent. Not just for me, but for them as well, right? Especially if there's a potential for something long term. If this is something where it might be like, hey, I'm just in the dating scene to see what's out there, and if they don't disclose that first couple dates, okay. But if it becomes something where it's like long term, you're like, man, we've been doing this for 6 months, a year, and I still didn't know that you were recently divorced, or that I still don't know that you were in a relationship, a long-term relationship, that might cause some issues, but I would, I would.
Would you or would you not?
Yeah, I would. If I was, again, like you said earlier, if I was dating, yeah, I don't think that somebody that's recently divorced or recently out of a long-term relationship is off limits, Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Is it my perspective now?
Yeah, your perspective.
In my perspective, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
And that is only because recently divorced, one, they could be having all that baggage, may not even want to be in, a long-term relationship, and especially if that's something you're looking for. So trying to find that in somebody who's recently just broken up or recently divorced, I don't know, it's kind of sticky. And then also, there may potentially be, a chance where they end up reconnecting. And then it's like you put yourself out there trying to date this person, started liking them, falling in love maybe. And they're like, oh, well, me and my ex are going to work it out. Or me and my, soon to be ex-wife are going to work it out. So I don't know. I don't really think that's, I would, be like, okay, well, you recently gotten out of something. Let's give it a little time, see what that situation is with your ex and see if that's something you're going to rekindle, or see how you even feeling. You might just want to date. And I guess depending on what my, idea is at that moment, like whether I want to date or start a serious relationship or whatever, But I wouldn't necessarily date somebody who just broke up with someone because, one, I'm not trying to be the rebound. So, no.
So what if you were like the third or fourth down the line? No, like say a year or two.
If it was like year 1 or year 2 after they've divorced and there's no chance of them getting back together, then yeah, that's different. But I mean like recently, like a couple months, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Then no.
Like you're the next in line.
Yeah.
First in line.
After they're done with their
You don't want to be the first in line.
After they're done with their whole phase and all that other stuff.
The recently free
whole phase, yeah.
All right, here we go. This is a fun one. Not telling your significant other where you are.
That's
and
fun.
Go.
That's fun. First of all, negative. Okay? Like, what you mean you don't tell me where you're going? And it's so funny because I recently seen something. I think it was a Real Housewife of something. I don't know. I just seen it on Instagram. I didn't watch the show. But apparently her spouse went like out of the state. He didn't just like go down the street for a couple hours. He went out the state. They have children. Like they're married.
Oh.
And he didn't tell her where he was.
Oh, man.
So stuff like that. That's like, that ain't just a red flag. That's a cannon going off. Cannon flying off in the air. Like,
the cannon.
I'm sorry, but where they do that at? Apparently on that show. But, I mean, like, no.
Entertainment purposes.
Don't get down like that. That would not be allowed. That's just not. And not that I'm saying, you know, I'm not allowing this person to do whatever. But stuff like that, that's just disrespectful. And I just feel like, no. If you're in a committed relationship, if you're going somewhere, I mean, you know, especially if you live with someone, you'd be like, oh, I'm just going to run here real quick. Just so they know. Things could happen with you just driving down the block. Yeah. So for you to just go on a trip or like go out for hours and not come home, like, no. Negative. And you, sir?
Do I have time on the clock?
Yeah, you actually do.
Wow. I agree. I agree with you. Anything could happen, right? Now, we are approaching this topic from the perspective of parents. We are approaching this perspective from the this question. Sorry. We are approaching this question from the perspective of spouses. We are not approaching this topic from the perspective of a couple that's just kind of been dating or kind of just talking, right? So I think I agree with you 100% that it is out of courtesy, it is out of respect, and it is in good habit. It is in good practice to let your significant other know where you're going. Anything can happen. Unfortunately, that's the reality, and we see that too often. Anything can happen. If you're just running down the street, going to the store, hey, babe, I'm going to the store.
Yep.
Or if you're going to multiple locations, at least that way that person knows. If you're going out of the state, if you're going out of the city, if you're going out of the country, even more the reason. I could see where a young couple that's only been talking for a couple months or a couple weeks, it's not that serious.
Couple months.
You know, I'm just saying, if it's something that's not that serious, right? But from our perspective, absolutely, 100%. And it's not about trying to keep tabs on somebody. It's not about having a GPS tracker on somebody. It's not about trying to find out your spouse's every move. It's not about that. It's about what happens if something happens to you, right? What next, you know? Because you want to know. Yeah,
because I'd be damned if I get a phone call from a spouse, you know, the police or somewhere from a different state, and they're talking about, oh, blah, 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 so-and-so got hurt. Excuse me? I didn't even know this person was there. What you mean they got a whole new family in Detroit? No.
There you go.
Exactly. Like I said, cannon flying off.
The cannon.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much and for joining us for this wine time. We had a great time, and we shall see you soon for the next one. Have a Merry Christmas and a great Happy New Year.
Yes.
And
have a wonderful 2021. We'll be visiting you every Friday and Sunday, so you better get used to us.
Yep.
Spend some time with us. Go get a swirl. Go pour a glass.
Mm-hmm.
Go get something to drink with us and have yourself a nice Friday night with the Miclettes, right? Yeah. But like you said, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas holidays. Whatever you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate at all, have a wonderful holiday season. And have a great start to your 2021.
Keep moving up with the Miclettes.
Moving on up, y'all. Boom. We'll see y'all later.